A strength a day, be your best every day. Hi, I'm Adimus, founder and director of Strength Optimizer. I aim to help you develop and amplify your strengths so that you can be your best selves and enable greatness in others. Have you ever wondered why you do what you do, why you like certain things, and why you're better at some things than others? And there is a reason. The reason is your strengths. Your strengths are your natural talents, which are developed through years of intentional practice. When you're using your strengths, you're performing at your best. You also feel competent, engaged, energized, and authentic. In this Clipton Strengths series, you will meet 34 individuals with different kinds of backgrounds, professions, and all walks of life. But they all share a common theme. That is, they have been actively and intentionally using their strengths to achieve success, enhance well-being, and enable greatness in others. And here are their Clifton Strengths stories. Thank you. Hi everyone, my name is Adimus. I'm the founder and director of Strengths Optimizer. Thank you for watching the Strength Optimizer Clifton Strengths series today. Today we have Kristy Elliot, who is the director of Restorative Pathways, joining us today. How are you, Kristy?
Hello, Adimus. I'm fantastic. Thank you for inviting me.
No worries. Thank you for taking your time to share with us about your Clifton Strengths. So, Kristy, as a start, maybe you can tell us that what do you do for a living?
Yeah, so I'm the director of an organisation called Restorative Pathways, and within that I support schools to implement, embed and sustain restorative and relational practices to relationship management across the school. So within that I provide professional development for staff, for students and for their families and the wider community to assist them in doing that.
All right, so it looks like you work with the whole schools, the staff, the students, and the parents.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's where we make the real difference. It's not only about the staff, it's about the wider community.
Excellent, excellent. So how long have you been in this role?
So I did have a think about this, and I think it's just over 17 years.
Wow.
That I've been working with schools in this way. Yeah. For a large part of that time, I was also in a teaching position. So teaching is my background as well. But predominantly, I've just worked through the business for the last probably 7 years full-time.
All right, all right. So after 17 years, tell us, what do you like or love about what you do?
I love everything about what I do, actually. And you know that saying, something about if you love what you do, you'll never work a day in your life.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah, that's pretty much me. So I really enjoy working with schools. They're so diverse, so no 2 days are alike. Yeah. And I just love watching them progress through the material that we work through together and seeing real change come through schools too.
What a privileged position to be in, to really enjoy and love what you do and knowing that you are making a difference.
It really is. You've hit the nail on the head. It's an honor and a privilege to do this work, for sure.
That's right. That's right. Excellent. So tell us, what is your top Clifton Strengths, Kristy?
So, and I was surprised actually when this came out on top until I really delved into this strength and got to understand it a little bit more. But it's harmony.
Harmony. Excellent.
Yeah.
So according to the Clifton Strengths definitions, people who are exceptionally talented in the harmony strengths, they do not enjoy conflicts. Rather, they seek for areas of consensus. And they are also highly skilled in helping people finding common grounds and resolutions. So to what extent, Kristy, that you agree with this definition?
Yeah, look, I do agree with that as a baseline definition. And for me, it goes a little bit deeper in terms of, I also think that harmony contains themes of equity and social justice. So we're concerned, so people who have this strength of harmony are really concerned about the needs and perspectives of others and really looking for opportunities to hear diverse voice in conversation as well.
Yeah, I'm really glad to hear that, people who have harmony strength also look for opportunity to hear from diverse voices. Because sometimes when we hear about the word harmony or the strength harmony, we can conjure up with some sort of stereotypical views. Like, for example, someone who's very harmony means that they put aside their self-interest, or they're passive, they try to please everyone. But what you're telling me that is actually no, is the values of the principle of equity, and simply giving everyone an opportunity to voice out.
Yeah, absolutely. I think there is also a real sense of agency that comes through this strength as well. So we're not only looking for opportunities to hear from other people, but we're also acting on those opportunities.
Excellent. So it's also very much action-oriented and action-driven.
Definitely.
Okay. So in your line of work as a director of the Restorative Pathways, how does the strength of harmony show up for you at work then?
Well, it's a perfect fit, which I guess is why it didn't really surprise me in the end that it came up as a top strength. And I think that having a really core network group of restorative practitioners in my life as friends that we've made over the years, it becomes very clear that we share similar strengths, and harmony would be one of those, particularly around the area of social justice and equity, and that invitation for diversity and those opportunities that come to light and things like that as well. So for me, harmony really shows up quite strongly in the work that I do, in that it's very important to me to ensure that schools are doing the best they can to support the diverse range of students that they have that show up there every day, and the diversity in their family communities as well. And to also understand that as kids progress through life, they're still learning, they're making mistakes, they're trying to figure out how best to operate in the social world that we live in. And through that, harmony really allows me to sit in curiosity a little bit, to really just sit back and listen to what people have to say, and to appreciate that we don't always have to agree, but that through conversation, particularly through restorative dialogue, we can negotiate, we can come up with areas where we do agree and areas where we're happy not to agree as well.
Fantastic. What about, how did the harmony strength help you succeed in the past then?
Yeah, this is a really interesting question, and I think I can actually, when I really think about it, I can see harmony strength through my whole life. So even when I think back to my own schooling, I can see that harmony was a real strength of mine, particularly in my friendship circles. I guess I've always been the mediator, if you like, in my friendship circles, in my family as well. So that's where I guess the idea of we don't really like conflict comes through. But conflict in itself is not a negative or a bad thing. It's only when conflict harms community and relationships that it becomes a negative thing. But conflict on its own is really conducive, actually, to getting to know other people and building relationships. So in terms of how that's helped me succeed, it's certainly helped me build the business that I have today. And I think it definitely shines through in the work that I do in my schools, and the partnerships and the solid partnerships that I have with schools as well, because they can appreciate that is a strength of mine and they welcome that.
Yeah, beautiful. It's always so helpful and essential to be able to not only harness the strengths at your professional life, but to see the benefits, the flow and impacts on your family and your friendship circuit as well. I like the word that you use in being a mediator. The other word that I can think of is like a peacekeeper. As I said, it's not that someone who's deliberately running away from constructive conflict, but perhaps someone who is thinking about, okay, is this fight or is this battle worth fighting for? So really choosing something that's really worth fighting for and getting the optimal outcome as much as possible.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think it also, because you can see both sides or various perspectives and hold that in curiosity, it does create this space where your biases are not apparent or are not sort of guiding or controlling your responses and your actions with other people, but you can really welcome diversity and diverse views as well.
Excellent, excellent. Well, I'm afraid that that's all the time that we have for today. Once again, thank you so much for jumping on board, Kristy. Really appreciate your time and your insight.
You're most welcome. It was really fun to reflect on my strength of harmony. So thanks for the invitation.
No worries, that's good. And if anyone wants to engage Kristy's expertise in helping schools to create a flourishing culture using restorative approaches to relationship and conflict management, and also a whole range of positive psychological practices, then make sure that you visit Kristy's website, which is Restorative Pathways, oneword.com.au. Once again, my name is Optimise from Strength Optimizers. We're here to help you bring up the best in you through activating your strengths. Thank you for watching and have a fantastic day. Bye.